Hello again, Gundam Converge fans. So I'm learning about these robots and collecting toys at the same time. Today we're going to go over some Zaku1s. These three variations. The very first one, number 48 in the Converge lineup. This is from the Revive collection though. And then number 252, which is pretty recent, Pound 21 wave. This is the black tri-stars. I think it's just a paint variation. But this is a totally different one, the sniper type. So these will be cool. Let's start with this very first one. So this very first one, number 48, is from way back in 2014. And it's a pretty basic looking mobile suit. And it's been opened, of course. If you're curious what's in the other ones for the Wave, I think I've already reviewed both of these. The Turn A and the Turn X. Someday I'll get to this one. And I don't have these two at all. There's some stats on the box, which is kind of neat. You know, these are giant robots. So Gundam Fandom, great source here. So yeah, this thing is nothing. It's just a stupid stand, and then the robot itself. Not even a weapon. So that's probably why these things are really cheap online. Like, no one wants these, but I want to get one of. Well, I say. I don't think I'm gonna get one of every casting. You know, there's a lot of weird robots in the Gundam universe. But you never know. If they come up cheap like this one, I never wanted this in the first place either, but it was so cheap I figured why not. So you'll see the leg stand, although it helps it stand, it's not necessary at all. Because, look, it's gonna stand without this thing. Sure, I guess if it's a windy condition, but it just blocks too much of the actual figure, so those go right into the trash barrel. So let's learn a little bit about this guy here. Zaku1, the mobile suit 05B. Here's a little story here. Basically, well, you can pause it off. It's one of the first, what I found interesting is the first mobile suit designed assigned to combat units. So it's the first giant robot meant to actually fight other things. Okay, let's get into the figure now. So it's a matte finish. I think almost all these Converges have a matte dull coat going on. They're not very shiny. Right? They're not shiny like the car videos I do. So it's like an olive brownish color. It's not quite brown, it's not quite green, right? So it's a drab olive color, or tan possibly, you could consider it that. But the blue is quite a baby blue. Yeah, maybe a little darker than sky blue, but yeah. Alright, so even though this is a pretty basic Gundam robot, this toy actually has a lot of details. Look at all these little recesses here, some panel gap details, really fine lines also. And then the arms, and they have all these greebly panels and stuff. The arms will rotate on these pegs. This time the peg is on the torso itself. Yeah, okay. And so that's it for articulation on the lower part. I think the head's probably going to be able to rotate, but anyways. So this helmet head thing comes off, of course, and that, I believe, will let you move the mono eye. So that's kind of neat. The mono eye is just painted red. I can't really even say if it's metallic. I think it's just a regular red on top of this dark gray. So maybe I don't know if I can add a jeweler or not, because it's going to scrape maybe the inside of the helmet. Tough to say. Boy, no, the head will not come off. It's probably glued in place. I think it was a separate piece, because you can see such a big undercut there. Alright, so the back of the helmet, see how the eye is showing out there? That's neat. The back of the helmet has this little mohawk thing. I thought it was broken at first, but no, the paint is there, so it's just the way it is. Doesn't really match that image though. If I look here, there's many variations, maybe that's what it is, but this one has a giant antenna, but this one has nothing at all, so this is kind of in between. Alright, this backpack here has two little thrusters, it looks like. Alright, and then some gunmetal color here for the knee joints. Some round details there. You notice the arms are asymmetric. This one has a square shoulder. This one has like a armored medieval knight kind of thing going on. Bottom of the feet, standard details, no complaints there. So Yeah, it's just a basic suit. It almost looks like kind of like a one of those foam suits people make for like Halloween. You know, it looks like something you could make out of foam and actually wear as a costume if this is human sized, of course. All right, well, there's that one. Let me reset and we shall move. Well, I don't even need to reset unless I can find. I'm sure there must be a page about these black tri-stars. Well, it turns out the black tri-stars are a team of three, and it makes sense. Gaia, Ortega, and Mash. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing those. Some sort of elite pilot groups that pilot many types of mobile suits, but they always have this black and purple like paint scheme going on. So I guess this thing makes sense. So this is Converge number 252. It came out in 2021, 10th anniversary. Okay, and then some stats here again, probably similar to the last box. But what else was in this wave? A new Gundam with fin funnels, REGZ. I gotta get one of those. Is this pretty much? I gotta get all of them except for this one, which I guess maybe this is a recolor. Okay. So if this came out in 2021, I guess maybe I could eat the gum inside of this thing. Yeah, it looks pretty safe. The gum only lasts about 5 minutes, by the way. By the time I'm done talking about this robot, it'll have lost all of its flavor. So all the plastic here is segmenting, separating the pieces so they don't scratch each other up. Typical stand here by Bandai. Just a peg over here. I've noticed some of the stands, maybe the peg might be in a slightly different location. So it's got a weird molding, cooling effect there. Alright, starting with the robot. Let's get those arms loose. So this is neat. You know, this one's got a cool, I assume, TriStar logo printed on. It's paint, it's not decal. And then you have the purple and dark gray livery here. But the legs also have like a off-white. Well, maybe that is white. This LED booth is pretty bright. Really nice panel details here on the bottom of the foot. Let's see. Some elbow detail there. Little thrusters maybe. I don't know. These are just two round recesses. I'm not sure if what's going on with that. They don't look like thrusters. And then again, we have a really short kind of mohawk there, not even visible from the front. Big hole here. I'm not sure if something belongs there or not. Big hole here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure something's gonna peg in there. So the head again. Now this time the whole head does come off, and so it's nice that it's a round peg, so you can get a lot of little movement there. Well, I was trying to. Oh, there we go. Pulled it a different way, and so now the mono eye has a metallic pink paint dap going on. It's a little bit stuck though. But you know, well, it looks like it's a separate piece. You can see the break. But if the whole thing is round, oh no, it's not. The base of this head, you'll see it actually is pointed. So you do actually want this as a separate piece. But I think the paint is stuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it. It'll take too long. Alright, well anyways, you could theoretically move that eye so it's coming out to the side instead of being blocked by this ridge. Alright, but I like it. I like the fact that the head can move a little bit. So you do have just a separate hand, and it's got a groove in it to hold a weapon. But this side, the hand was already attached, and that also can rotate, so that's good. It's just a closed fist though, no opening. Alright. That groove here on this arm is for the shield, and it's got 3 spikes on the top of it. No printing, sadly. What's going on here? Oh, I think it's actually a punching shield. I instinctively wanted to put it like this, like other Zaku's, but no. It actually is going to cover up the hand. Like that. So that's actually pretty neat. I like it. I've never seen that before. I don't know much about Gundams, in case you haven't picked up on my channel yet. Okay, so we have this beam tomahawk kind of thing. I think it's called a heat hawk or something, or beam hawk. And, oh, what do you know? There you go. That's how they got the purple color to separate from the hand so well. Even the bottom is replaceable. Now these are gonna fall off and get lost. See, this is already so loose. I'm gonna have to glue this together, but at least we could finish this off here. Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to display with the tomahawk in this. You notice the posture is really strange. It's like bending that forward and stuff. I don't know. They seem to do that on all the Converges. It's like a theme. But in this case, it's obviously not very good, right? So even if I put maybe if I put the arms down, it'll balance on its own. Yeah, okay, but it does look weird. It's like it's really windy and he's trying to like lean into the wind like Michael Jackson or something like that. Okay. But at least this one has a nice stand, so it doesn't even matter. You can have totally impractical balance points here, but the peg should keep them obviously from falling forward, right? Alright, the last one is basically a sniper variation of this thing, and it's number 79 in the Converge lineup, and that means it came out in 2013. And what else was in this collection? Those, I have a Zaku1 or Zaku, I'm not sure. I have to review this and this still. Okay, some stats there. 2013, let's see what this gum looks like. This is not going to be pretty, I'm guessing. Oh boy, this could be the worst gum ever. Wow, it's almost gone translucent. That's crazy. You know, you'd think they'd be smart to date the gum. I mean, kids, right? Kids, some dumb kid would actually chew on that and probably have to go to the hospital. Surprised it's not me. Okay. Nice, a lot of stuff going on this one. Be careful not to cut through this thing. So, being one of the earlier Converges, it has a silly stand that's totally unnecessary. The things almost always stand without this thing, and then it just covers up all the legs. So, yeah, that went into the trash. Let's look at the robot here. Interesting. This is crooked, it seems. I'm going to have to dip this in hot water. There we go. The square shoulder on that side. The paint stuck. Got a lot of tear. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. This is opposite from what I just saw. Sometimes the peg is on the arm. Sometimes the peg is on the torso. I think it's better it's on the arm because there's more plastic in the torso. Does this helmet come off? I don't think it does. I think it's glued in place. But does this eye move? Yeah, it does, I think. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, wait, I think it's a separate piece I just pulled out of its hole. Yeah, so be mindful of that. Might be smart to glue this in place. So I got actually details on it, like almost like crosshairs, sort of. But so that's neat, and it's got a bunch of grooves around it. Yeah, it's not even a round peg, it's like a D peg, so that's interesting. I have to glue that in place. Let's see what else we have here. So it's got that truncated thing on the back. Round holes molded here. This L shape is for the backpack. And no silver paint or metal paint for the knees. This is like a tan and a very light tan here. I guess it's a Desert Sniper. This hand over here is actually separate as well. Nice thick peg on that one. Very cool. And it's an open hand. That's really neat. Oh, I think it's because it has a sniper gun. Usually they're closed fists on that side, from my experience. And it's got some sort of a kneecap stand according to fandom or something. I think it leans or uses this as like a stabilization. Bottom of the feet, standard details, kind of like a black foot there. The black carries over into the chest piece. Alright, there's an antenna here, and that pops into this L-shaped thing on the side of the head. So it might make sense to actually remove the helmet, the arm first. You can pop that in there. So maybe it's an extra antenna or something like that. I don't think that's in very well. Hold on. There we go. So yeah, it's supposed to be just vertical. I'm gonna have to get the heat gun or something and heat that up and let it cool off straight again. Let me do that, hold on. So I just dipped in some hot water and then some cool water after to set it back, so that's a nice thing about PVC. Obviously you can see I was able to pull the head off, but you can't rotate the head at all. It's just silly. This is permanently glued in place. And then I don't think you'd be able to do it anyways, because if you pulled it off, that's what would tear off that optic. So I think it's pretty much set. You don't want to try tearing this off because you'll shear off the pink mono eye. So I'm going to have to glue that on as well as this piece here so they don't fall off. Okay, carrying on, let's look at this sniper rifle. It's the same light tan color, and the hand is molded on, painted like a dark metallic gray of some sort. Yeah, that kind is actually relatively straight. It looks like in the real Gundam universe it could fold. That looks like it would be a side folding barrel or something like that. Yeah, it's got some crazy, molding to it. Unfortunately, no color, for the optics or even the barrel and stuff, but these are cheap toys, I think. Alright, so let's pop that in here, and let's see if it can rest in that other hand, which I think it could. Maybe? Maybe not. Look at that. It's like the hand doesn't want to reach. If I bring... Well, actually, I guess it's barely going. Yeah, I guess you can make it look like it's resting. Yeah, alright, so that's good. I do like how they even curved the hands, so it's fitting the front end, the fore end of it. So that's neat. There's a hole here, which I think has to do with the backpack. So let's look at this. Now this is that different tan of the torso. And it's nice, there's some text molded in. It actually says Zeong. Interesting. Zeonic. I don't know if that's the manufacturer of the robot. And then MS-05L. So that is the, I guess, code or chassis code of the sniper unit. Some heat sink action, hose action, maybe those are thrusters, I'm not sure, but this hose is going to go to that gun. It's a metallic gunmetal color, same with these. Not sure what these two tubes would be for, though. Look like they would be bazookas or something, but... So giant L shape here. If it's loose, you could just put some poster putty to fill in the gap, but I think being a brand new model, or brand new toy, I think I'm good. Yeah, I even heard it squeeze on there. So then, let's pop this. So I see. This might require some gluing. I have a feeling it's going to fall out of the gun or the backpack. Or, again, you have to heat it up, put it in, and then, let it cool off in the proper shape. Right now there's a bit of tension. Alright, well, anyways, I think that's really neat to have that hose there. Okay, right. So I have these acrylic discs that I bought off AliExpress, and I label my stuff. So put some poster putty on the feet here. It's not really about it standing. The thing stands perfectly fine without this, but I use the disc so I know what kind of robot I'm holding in my hand. It's not about actually helping it stand up. And I like the clear acrylic because then I can actually look at the bottom, the bottom of the feet details and stuff like that. Okay, time to look at some other Zaku's. So I bought this one loose. It was missing its antenna. I didn't even know. I bought these things without referring to pictures. So I 3D printed my own antenna just to break it again. So I think I might just buy a new one. And maybe I'll customize this later. Anyways, this is a Zaku2 as driven by Char Aznable So that's a more modern Zaku, of course. Here's a Zaku 2FZ, number 221 in the Converge lineup. Really cool looking one. I like that one. I did add a bunch of paint marker details though. And then this is the Zaku 2 High Mobility, number 56 in the Converge lineup. And I added jewels and paint details. So like you can see, right, the clear acrylic is nice because you can see through the bottom. And then the last one, it's not called a Zaku, it's called a High Zak, number 119 in the Converge lineup, but it's pretty much a Zaku. But if you like Zakus, you want to look up High Zak. And then I guess this is Mobile Suit RMS 105 or 106. That's a 6. I like this how some of these actually have the Mobile Suit chassis number molded in. Okay, well, my Zaku collection is it's getting pretty big now, but it seems like there's a lot of different Zakus. 1, 2, 3, and then variations within those 3 types of Zakus. So there'll probably be more videos to come sooner or later. Well, thanks for watching today. Actually, you know, we should let these 3 go for their own individual spin. Yeah, by far this sniper is way better than the other ones. This one's alright too, but this one's kind of lame. One thing I didn't mention, I don't think, was these hands actually do come off, even though this is way early in the series, number 48. So I think if you had other Gundams with extra hands, you could pop those in and have the guy holding like weapons or something like that. So I'll have to do that whenever I get another extra hand. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Converge video. Bye now.